you ever shown up trashed to a BYOB, George? Have you ever shown up trashed?
Yes. I mean,
now
yes.
trash. Yes. Leah, yes.
Yeah.
George, yes. Me, no.
Oh, please.
Showing up to be Restaurant Punk. What's up?
Restaurant Punk.
Punk.
Why have we never?
What's up?
Who's gonna do it?
Crenshaw.
R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Why can't one person just like we look at each other? Oh, you do it. No, you do it. No, it's like
We all take a deep breath.
wait for it.
Yeah, because it's not rehearsed. We just because you guys do that, and I've been practicing, but I'm not there
No,
yet.
that is a terrible beat.
It's horrible.
I don't know what is that.
No,
No, that's
you guys
It's like
do it so
reggae
much better.
music.
I don't know how to do it.
Booyaka,
I'll
booyaka.
practice.
That's how
I'm
you
gonna
do it.
practice.
You. Never mind. I'm not sure.
Oh my God.
I had to teach him how to do it. Apparently.
All right. Anyway.
Welcome to Restaurant Punk.
What's up?
Leah, George, and Yianni.
What you got? What you got?
Oh, that's that.
That was a great Yianni impression.
Always.
No, well,
Here we go.
here we
shit.
go. Here we go.
What are you thinking, Leah? What do you got?
So everybody knows I get down with the bars and all that. And over the weekend, I had some intoxicated customers, and it brought me to thinking about you guys with your BYOBs. What do you do if somebody is hammered and they BYO'd more? Like,
Oh, that never happens.
Never.
That never happens.
You
no.
just drink with them.
well, like
Yes.
I know for me, I have to cut people off. I'm serving them. I'm being responsible for them.
Can they walk in the bar with a glass?
Sometimes they get away with it, but they're supposed to finish it outside and get a new one. But even still, if they come in with it, at least I know that they're already drinking.
So can they bring in a plastic cup as opposed to a glass? Is that frowned upon, or
They like you to finish up, so
they
you
like you
buy
to finish? Yeah, of course.
And the security guard will stop them if they're too intoxicated, correct?
Yeah, there's no guaranteed re-entry. If you walk out and you're hammered, we catch you. You don't want to come back in, or whatever. But I just wonder because like it's getting to be summertime. People bring coolers. They sit outside and wait. They wait an hour for their reservation or whatever, and then they come in and now they're hammered. Like, what do you do since you're not actually serving them?
I would say 95% of our guests at the BYOBs bring wine. I would say another 5% beer. Would you agree with that, George?
At Courthouse, I actually see it's probably about 70% wine.
Interesting.
Yeah, because where it is located, there's like breweries that are close and whatnot. They can
Yes.
they
Okay.
grab the beer and come right over.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed recently that I feel like I didn't notice 10, maybe even 15 years ago. A 4-top comes in and they bring in 4 bottles of wine. A 2-top comes in and they're bringing 2 bottles of wine. I found that back in the day, the majority would be a couple and they bring one bottle of wine. And I'm seeing, I saw a party of 8.
Crazy, man.
And I'm like, that's a lot. You know what I mean? That's
Too
one
much.
bottle per person.
Like I know I've shown up, like, because when you're getting together with a group, it's like, oh, what do we bring? So everybody stops and buys something. Now you end up with 40 bottles on the table and we look like a bunch of drunks, but usually you take it back home with you, right?
Always. And I think at BYOBs, which, a lot of the discussion is how do you guys make money without a liquor license? And BYOB, I think, is kind of a culture in its own.
Yep.
I found that in the city, like in Philadelphia, especially, that I really enjoyed taking a bottle of wine and going out to dinner, as opposed to
It's
saying,
also more. It's cheaper that way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, you go down with a couple, and I mean, I'm like high class. I like to sit down with a dirty gin martini, have 2 or 3, and then finish with a nice glass of scotch. That's expensive.
yeah,
yeah,
depending on where you're at. But have you ever shown up trashed to a BYOB, George? Have you ever shown up trashed?
Yes.
I mean,
Now
yes.
trash. Yes. Leah, yes.
shown up trashed.
George, yes. Me, no.
Oh, please.
Showing up
Wait.
to BYOB
You
for
guys smell
dinner.
that? Hold on. You smell it? It's called
It's called
bullshit.
success. Oh, bullshit. Success.
Bullshit.
One or the other.
Yanni's fun, guys.
Have I shown up to a BYOB pre? No, I'm not a pre-gamer because I can't hang that long. I
like,
cannot
this is
hang.
where-
Well, 35 years ago, you were what? 20?
35
my
years ago, I was 20. No, George. No, 30. Let's say 25 years ago. I was 22.
Yeah, it's a different story.
But you think it's summertime, right? You sit on the beach all day and drink, even you're not supposed to have alcohol on the beach here. But you pregame all day, you sit out in the sun, you get all, then you shower and go to dinner. You wait an hour, you still drink, and then next thing you know, it's time to eat. You haven't eaten.
I don't know how I'm not allowed to say the F-bomb anymore, right? I don't know how you guys do that. I don't know how you guys do day drinking. So we're using the topic of, have you ever shown up trash to a BYOB? We're assuming you're going there for dinner.
Yeah. Correct.
You guys have done day drinking before.
It's a marathon, not a
I
sprint.
have not. Fact check. Fact
No,
check.
but
Nico,
also-
does Yianni day drink?
But Yianni,
Very rarely.
you can start drinking 8
And
p.m.
8, and by 9:30, I'm done.
Well, yeah.
You know, you guys both know.
But I'm just saying, when you go,
I'm not built for
when
day.
you go to Greece, you're drinking about 8 p.m. and then about 5 a.m. you give us a call. You had some concert saying, I'm like, goodness, you're still going. You're still drinking.
I know how to pace myself, but only when the sun goes down.
We know how to pace ourselves.
Especially
Day
if I'm
drinking.
not local.
Day drinking.
I
It's
don't,
pacing yourself.
You know, as you get older, I think the tolerance level goes down. No, does it? Is that true?
I don't know. I just think
I'm not
it's-
I'm
you
not a
take your
pacer.
time.
If
You know,
I
I
don't
drink
take my
all
time.
day with you, but I'm not about to pound shots and pass out. Like
I
Done.
will do both.
Done. So
We
we're
know.
going. So we're going out to dinner tonight, the three of us.
Okay.
Are we having a drink before we go to dinner with our BYOB? That
Yeah.
we're bringing. Yes.
Yes.
One drink.
Yeah.
You,
Probably.
2 drinks.
Yeah.
So-
Always.
Yeah.
I like to have my wine while I'm getting dressed to go.
Well, what's the difference between showing up to? I think they're one and the same, but I think at a BYOB you're showing up to eat food.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If
You're
you
not
show up
going-
to a bar already drunk, you're
done.
going there to drink more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I just wonder, like, what do you feel your responsibility is as an owner or manager or server or whatever when you're not the person who's actually serving them?
I think read the room, right? I think read the room plays a
Yeah, I
plays a role in that responsibility. You know,
more.
let's say one of us are not there, and there is somebody in a I don't know, let's say management role. Can they make the call? Will they make the call and say, "Hi, I'm the manager. Maybe want to slow down a little bit?" And the guest goes, "Go to hell! Give me another drink. What kind of place is this? I'm gonna give you a shitty review."
That's Yianni right there.
Is that me? Is that me at the BYOB? I'd like to think I'd be a little more
definitely
respectful.
been with that person in a restaurant. Like, oh my God, please stop.
You know, are we responsible to cut them off? Are you as bartenders responsible to cut them off?
Yes,
Do you
we
make the
are.
judgment
You have to
call
make
on
the
your
call.
own, or do you confer with somebody else before you make that call?
So,
Oh, here we go.
oh man,
Just let
this is
it-
a bad one. So one day, me and Dan, who was my partner in the restaurant, we were working together, and there was this man. He was older, and visually to me, now I'm not a doctor, I have no idea, but he seemed a little slow. I am not allowed to tell anybody they can't have anything unless I think they're incapable of having a drink.
Okay.
So I thought the guy was just a little slow. Dan agreed with me.
Okay.
We served him 3 martinis.
After that.
After
3.
that, he made 2, I made 1. And this guy then got up and his wife was with him. She also seemed a little slow.
Uh-huh.
In hindsight, I think they were both intoxicated, but we couldn't tell. This man got up and walks out, takes a few steps to the bathroom, falls over, goes through the glass on the side of an escalator, which I didn't even know was possible. I never even saw the glass there in the first
What?
place. I mean, glass everywhere, shattered. He's bleeding. I'm like, that's it. We're fired. This is our last day here. This is how we're going out. And they said that he might have been on medication. They said he slipped off his cane. And so it didn't come back on us.
yeah.
But sometimes it's very hard to tell if somebody is intoxicated or just weird or,
Yeah.
has some kind of handicap.
Yeah.
Like, who are you to say?
That's why I love your question, because you're asking about, BYOBs as opposed to the judgment of a server who's been serving for 2 years, maybe, as opposed to somebody that's seen many drunk
intoxicated
people over the years. You would be able to tell more than somebody else, correct? So if
Yeah.
you saw somebody that was, would you say slow?
I just thought he had
Like-
a mental
Right. There was
disability.
something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Just
It
like
turned
this.
into a complete nightmare. And then the wife is like, well, he's drunk. And I'm like, oh my God, like he didn't seem drunk. And another person who had been working in this business even longer than me agreed that we just
Yeah.
thought he was a little
Right.
something. So yeah,
a
it's
hard
hard to
judgment
say
call.
what
Yeah,
you're going to do. And
everybody who's drunk is always a little bit different.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have we all have our stages of being like drunk and blacked out, whatnot. So sometimes it takes me longer to get to the point where the next thing you know, I am blacked out drunk. I don't know what's happening. So it's
you go from I've seen you,
Yeah.
you go from being totally normal
I can
and
go
having a good
and go.
time to just on another planet.
And
We're
I-
like, where'd George go?
yeah, and,
Yeah.
I can just sit there and I can pound them back, and I can just midday breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I can still work and whatnot. Because I remember like serving, I'll get done George's place, beachfront. I'll walk over to Mad Batter, have my 2 gin and clubs, have my 2 shots, and walk over to YB and serve the entire night.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, me, I
guys.
can't do that.
I thought you guys brought up a good point when it comes to day drinking, and I think it pertains to, do people show up intoxicated to BYOBs? You made some great points about being on the boat all day or golfing all day, or they're on vacation. And like you said, they're day drinking. Should they skip dinner and go to bed or just stay home and relax?
Should
but
they
there's
start
already
water and
plans.
eat? Yep.
Yeah.
Something, right? So I think maybe Leah, they have come in intoxicated, and maybe just like
We just
the
don't know.
gentleman that you spoke of, we don't know. Maybe they're just really this obnoxious on a daily basis. I mean, I think there's sometimes when it's obvious.
The only time I'm learning now is the flushed face. Like when we get that really red face, that's when I know when someone's really intoxicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
Could be sunburn. Could be heat stroke.
Oh,
Who
I didn't-
knows?
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
You know, we're at the beach, so it could be anything.
it's
really.
true. Yeah.
Right. I think the good thing is that wine and beer are lower alcohol levels than
And
hard liquors.
yeah.
So when they're coming into our BYOBs and they're bringing wine and beer, I know this. I don't.
They're
this
not
might
chugging. They're not chugging the
They're
wine.
not chugging. They
Not
might
chugging
sound
the beer,
stupid,
yeah.
and they're eating food. So maybe it helps. But
Well,
Leah
it does help when you're
yeah,
eating it.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I know Noelle, I wish she was here because she told us the story about that one woman that would come in all the time to what is now Petunia.
Oh, yep. I know exactly.
And
what you're
that
talking about.
Oh,
people
yeah.
saw her coming and she was a problem on a
Oh,
regular
yeah.
basis. But
I think that's the only out of all the restaurants. I think that's the only case that we've ever had a problem with it.
she is my spirit animal.
It's my mother.
No,
No,
it's
I'm
mine.
So maybe we'll speak differently when in the group we have a liquor license, because I know the
it's- yeah, it
responsibilities
changes. Yeah.
are heightened.
Yeah.
When it comes to laws and everything. But I think we have it easier when it comes to BYOBs and people coming in trashed. Have we had people out of control before? Yeah, but not to the point of falling through glass.
Oh, God.
Are you pointing at somebody, George?
You.
Who, me? Have I shown up to BYOB intoxicated?
Yes.
Which one?
I,
Do you remember the story?
I can't say it on the camera.
You can't?
No.
Can you tell me after
Afterwards.
the show? But
After.
what
Tell
about
me
our
too. I wanna
audience?
hear it.
Our audience wants to know. Wait, did I show up to
I
work?
want to know. Can you show me? It's a song.
I don't know.
Are you
That's
gonna
not
finish
how it
that
goes.
song?
No,
That's not how it goes. I was gonna beatbox to it, but I didn't know where you were
Pieces of
going with
Me.
that.
It's a Disney song, guys. Leave me alone.
Oh.
All right. Great.
Well, I'd be curious if anybody watching this has had any experiences with that, or
Yeah, let us
tell
know.
us how you would handle it.
Mhm.
That's
Absolutely.
definitely something I'm curious
Whether
to hear
you're
your stories.
whether you're bartending, serving, managing, owning, whatever it may be.
Or
What
if you were a customer that went to a BYO.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't even know the answer to this, and this maybe I should. When it comes to BYOB and laws in the state of New Jersey, is every state different, right?
Oh,
Aren't there
yeah.
different
There is-
alcohol
yes, there is definitely
for every state? So we're speaking on behalf
of just New Jersey.
Of just New Jersey when it comes to BYOB and bringing wine and beer to a BYOB establishment.
So in New Jersey, you're not allowed to bring liquor. It has to be beer or wine only.
It can only be wine or beer. Anybody that's ever come into our restaurants with like a bottle of vodka, it is not allowed. But like now that
I've done that before, not knowing. Like I
Leah.
brought in, I listened. It wasn't
Not-
any of
not
our
our
restaurants.
Leah
It was
say.
another restaurant, but nobody ever told me. BYO to me thought you could bring whatever. I wanted dirty martinis. I brought a shaker. I brought Dirty Sue olive juice. I brought the whole nine.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to dinner with that.
Blue cheese olives, and I made everybody at the table one, and we had a great
girl,
time.
Speaking
But
my name.
I didn't know it was not allowed, and they never told me not to do it. So
right, so that would be for the state of New Jersey. I don't
Jersey.
even know if other states. I'm going to look into this after the show. We can't do fact check right now, but
Check.
duck check.
like in a state like California. But for the record, we do have towns in New Jersey that are dry.
Yes.
Right?
Born and raised. I'm from Ocean City, New Jersey.
Ocean City, New
Wildwood
Jersey.
Crest.
Shout out.
Wildwood
Shout
Crest.
out.
But they're dry.
Island.
But what are they doing right now? They're creating membership supper clubs, right? I believe there's 3 or 4 right now.
I know John and Patty's is one.
John and Patty, shout
Pay a
out.
membership.
Okay.
Their food is delicious.
Are you a member?
I am not a member.
Okay. So what they do is I guess they charge a fee.
Yeah.
Do you want to go try it out next week, the 3 of us? And
Yeah.
let's
If she can bring a dirty dirty martini with some blue cheese olives,
I'll make
no,
anything
we'll
you want.
I'll pregame with
We'll
you guys.
pregame?
Well, is that what it's called?
You're never
Is that what
gonna
the kids
make
are called these days?
you're never gonna.
No,
make
I'll
it.
pace myself.
Well, you want power hour?
We'll golf. Who?
Oh,
What's
you want
power
golf?
hour? No, I don't want to golf. Leah, do you golf?
I can hit the ball.
I don't know.
I like the
I've never
cart.
golfed before.
She does hit those balls.
I like the outfits. I'm gonna wear some cool socks.
booty, rocking
Better
everywhere.
stop.
Restaurant Punk, BYOB.
To
I'm
be
George.
continued, maybe?
Don't show up trash to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
pregame.
this is not
Take a
done.
nap. Is that our
Don't
advice?
BYO espresso martinis
Don't BYO.
because I totally want to do that now.
Oh my god, it's
Do
awesome.
you want to try do like undercover camera?
See if we
and
get
then
away
go-
with it.
Yeah. No.
I'm so ready.
Oh,
It's not who's gonna let me. It's who's gonna stop me.
Let's do it. I'm Yianni.
I'm George.
Who do I want to be today? Important.
Oh shit! Damn.
All right, just Leah's fine. Just Leah's fine.
Restaurant Punk, we're out.
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 Ooh.
Ooh.
Good times.
What you got? What do you want?